Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Well, I keep trying to use the pre-scheduled tool and I figured it out. So apologies for being a little bit late, but we're going to go ahead and get smudging here. And hopefully, those of you who may have seen the other notification will see that we're live now. uh, I'm learning, being new to the YouTube platform, what to use and what not to use, what's going to work for me. So, continuing to offer you a little bit of sacred smudge here. Hey, Hallie, so glad you found me. I'm going to not use the pre scheduled function anymore because either I'm not understanding it or it's not working. Probably me not understanding it. So today we're going to be talking about vision, and where I'd like to start is let's go ahead and start with the energy transmission first so we can get everybody grounded. And welcome to this week's Tuesday Tune-Up. I'm Tia Christensen, and this is your spot for energy and physical tune-ups. We're here to support you in your energy body, clearing out anything that's stuck, infusing you with good energy to set you up for the rest of your week, and to also talk about how to approach life so that you can make decisions with unshakable confidence. Hey, Holly, I can. Oh, I love you too. And I got the chat this time right over here, Holly. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yes, this pendant is actually as a gift. I am an initiate into the lineage of King Solomon through the International Modern Mystery School, and I recently initiated into the path of ritual master. And so, as such, that is the pathway of within the lineage of King Solomon, learning ancient. Well over 3,000 years old, as well as being steeped in hermetics, which is the basis of basically every teaching on the planet, which is over 8,000 years old, really being in the study of that and how I can bring my light to the light warriors and really affect change and anchor in 1,000 years of peace through anchoring in Shambhala here in this world. So, oh, thank you, my love. Thank you. So yes, so this is a pendant that I got as part of that initiation ceremony from the Third Order, who oversee and hold the energy for the Mystery School, which is one of 7 mystery schools in the world, true mystery schools, tracing their lineage for thousands of years. And yes, there are many different mystery schools here. Many people are receiving downloads and information and starting their own mystery school. This is one of 7 that actually has its roots and its teachings, which have been handed down for well over 3,000 years with a very specific lineage. And actually, we have the list of every single initiate that has held the space and passed down the traditions from the time of King Solomon all the way to the current day. So I really love being in that ancient energy and learning how to bring it and infuse it with this modern time for the overall well-being of every single human on the planet. That just lights me up. So thanks for asking, Holly. Holly, I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead into the energy transmission today. And I invite you to close your eyes so that, and I can see that there's something weird going on with my camera. I don't know. We're just going to keep moving forward. So hopefully it's not flipping out on your end. Let's go ahead and allow your body to sink back into your chair, allowing it to just be comforted and held by your chair so that you can fully relax and receive today. We're going to start with 3 deep breaths, as we do every week. That supports us in coming into a relaxed state so that we can become fully present in the moment. And this tool you can use anywhere you are at any point in time in life. When you're on your way to pick up your kids from school, when you're sitting in a meeting, when you're at the grocery store, when you're walking down the street, or maybe you're driving somewhere and there is some traffic backup or somebody cuts you off and you are like, oh, get in that, all that anxiety. And so what we're going to do is teach you these 3 breaths, which if you've been following me, we do this every time, every transmission, no matter what I do live, so that you can incorporate this tool into your life, which is part of how we can also stay in our vision. So closing our eyes, we're going to breathe in as deep as we can. We're going to hold at the top and we'll exhale for a count of 4, and I'll guide you every step of the way. Let's go ahead and breathe in now as deep as we can through our nose, holding at the top and exhaling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathing in again as deep as we can, holding at the top and exhaling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathing in again one more time together. Holding and exhale for 3, 2, and 1. Again, and we're starting with the energy transmission today to get you grounded and set up for the day and for the rest of the week. So always starting with the crown chakra, I do a quick scan. I just send a scan out to see if there's anything specific that gets to be shared today that I didn't already have planned out. And so I'm scanning all of those of you who are here live, as well as into the future, because time and space doesn't separate us. So if you're catching this in the replay, I'm also scanning to see what's going to be of highest service to you. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to try a little something new here to see if I can figure out exactly what might be happening to this video. So perfectionism, there's no such thing as perfectionism. Perfection can never be attained. The moment that we think we have achieved perfection in something, we immediately can discover that we're actually not perfect. We don't have that perfection. And so I'm going to speak into this a little bit as we get going here, but I'm going to just, again, keep sending this transmission. So yeah, how perfectionism and being attached to that can get in the way of our vision, which keeps us stuck so that we can't progress. We can't take these steps on our path of progression here in this life. I'm just sending a little extra Reiki to your crown chakra, to your heart, and to your root. three major points. Each chakra is receiving Reiki right now through your central channel. I'm also working through the central channel to infuse that so that your chakras can get amplified and raise the vibration, but very specifically to the crown, to the heart, and to the root, so that we can fuel up your connection with the divine, fuel up your heart, because this is the Awakened Heart community. And I have been given a mission to awaken the hearts of 1 million people. And you all are all a part of that. And the root chakra. So that is we're opening up our crown to connect with the divine and the overall universe. We're also fully grounded in Mother Gaia and able to stay grounded while we're opening up our channels. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and let it out through your mouth. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Wonderful. And the energy does continue to transmit to you the entire time that we're here live together. Specifically today, I wanted to talk about vision. So I have something really fun to share with you. And this is how it came up. Yesterday, Sunday, I had the absolute honor and pleasure of officiating the wedding for some dear friends of mine. This is something that I do, and it's part of the services I provide and the gifts that I offer, and how I get to be of service to the light and being there for people on their special day. Plus, I spent over 20 years producing large-scale music festivals, custom events, and road managing. So that overall event production and producing is really supportive, I have found, especially during the wedding time when there's lots of moving parts. And for couples, it can be also a very emotional time because they're making their lifetime commitments. They're speaking their promises, which move through time and space. And there's often a lot of input from family members and friends, all trying to be very helpful. And that can often cause a bit of stress. So I have found this is something that I love to do and is a great way to be of service. And I got a beautiful message from my friends, Eric and Jen, today or yesterday, actually saying we had so many rocks who were with us on our special day, but you were the mountain that supported us. And so such love there. And here's what was happening is last week here in Massachusetts, we had a lot of rainstorms come through at the end of the week. And so as the weather was being projected and the bride and groom were looking at the weather, rain, 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 rain all day long. And the bride had a vision of a backyard wedding at her in-laws' place. And she wanted a midsummer's day dream filled with that warm sunshine and twinkle lights, backyard, a clam bake, a traditional New England clam bake, which means, for those of you who aren't from this area, that means clams, that means potatoes, that means corn on the cob and salad and lobster and clam chowder. And it's a big tradition here in New England. And this was the vision that she had for her wedding. And she was very clear on that intention. And so while there was a backup plan in case that rain didn't move off of the weather plan, off of the weather projection, the bride and groom held to their vision of what they wanted to create as an experience, which was very homespun, very relaxed, very comforting in this backyard of Eric's mom and dad's house. And as they held to that vision, while having a backup plan, not ignoring what the possibility of what could happen, being ready to shift into possibility, what ended up happening? We ended up getting a weather projection of sunshine. So it was cloudy and rainy all Saturday and into Saturday night and into the wee hours of the morning. So through rehearsal dinner, we had periods of rain. Yet in the morning, when we all woke up on Sunday, there was sunshine. And as the day went on, the clouds continued to clear. And there was warmth in the sunshine and a cool breeze. And it was the most perfect day, the kind of day that you would wish for anyone who was having a wedding or a special event or something that was important to them. And a few weeks ago, I shared a quote by Audre Lorde about using, when I'm not afraid to use my strength in the service of my vision, it becomes less and less important whether I'm afraid or not. And I asked everyone, what does that mean? What does it mean to not be afraid? And I'm sharing this because when we are crystal clear on what we do want to create in this world, and we stay in that vision and we don't get caught up in it would have been really easy for the couple to get caught up in oh my gosh, what will happen if it rains, and what will happen to my dress, and will people be dry and safe, and all that worry, and what would have happened energetically? All of that worry and strife would have been carried into their special day. And that's the energy that the day would have started with. Instead, the day started with playfulness and joy and clarity on the connection between each of the family members that they wanted to create, bringing these two families together. And this is something that happens every single day, every moment of every day in our life. How often do we get taken out of our vision of what we want to create for the day, or an experience, or a project that we have for work, or what we want to create with our staff or our team? Or maybe you're in a place where you want to create something new for your career, or there's an experience that you'd like to create for your family, or with your lover, or your wife, your spouse, your husband. And how often does something come up last minute that can take us out of that vision and sidetrack us? So the number one tool that I can share with you is what we've been talking about here. And that's the 3 deep breaths, taking a moment to say, whoa, time out. I'm feeling this anxiety. I feel like I'm being taken off course. So taking 3 deep breaths and checking in with our body. Where are we feeling maybe any physical hints in our body? Are we feeling it in our heart space? Are we feeling it in our belly space? Do we feel anything in our throat or any other part of our body? And really being in connection with that. And here's why. The more we're in connection with what we're feeling in our body, the easier it is for us to embody our wisdom, which is what we're talking about here on Tuesday Tune-Ups, is how you can be embodying your wisdom so that you can receive guidance every moment of every day, allowing you to shift into possibility and to take all of that, what I call the hecklers, which I always see as the 2 grumpy old men from the Muppets, if you remember the Muppets. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, it'll never work. It's going to rain all day. You're not perfect. Oh my gosh. My hecklers have been going off about my lighting. Oh, I can't get my lighting down for my live videos here in a way that I'd really like to see it. So I could really allow that to take me out of the game and to stop doing these lives. But my vision and the mission that I'm on is to be here and to be of service, to support you in embodying your wisdom so that you can be filled with light and continue on your path of progression, so that you can be continuing on your ascension plan for this lifetime, so that you can be filled up and making unshakable decisions to create the life that you truly desire and deserve and are worthy of having. So being in that vision, being in touch with our body, starting with our 3 deep breaths, checking in with our body. Are we receiving any physical symptoms or hints? I'll say symptoms, but it's really hints. And then being in touch with our senses. And here comes my cat. So we'll see where he thinks he's going to jump up to. Again, shifting into possibility. Oh, right up on my lap. Thank you. Instead of all over the equipment. Because again, life happens. We never know what's going to happen in life. And especially when we have kids, family, friends, live beings here. Hello, Azriel. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Pets love Reiki, so your pets may be coming in to receive some Reiki too. And the other thing that we've been talking about here on Tuesday Tune-Ups is our 5 major senses. And how can those senses support us in embodying our wisdom? And as Riel is rubbing his face all over the microphone today, I am getting the hint that we get to be in a practice this week. My suggestion is to be in the practice of your sense of touch. And let's take a moment right now to support ourselves in coming into the present moment. So we have our 3 deep breaths, and now the sense of touch. Maybe just the fabric that you have. And you can even just like, what does that fabric feel like? So how do I stay in my vision? What's my number 1 tool? 3 deep breaths. Hold on to that vision clearly by using our imagination to be crystal clear on what it is we do want to create in this life. And this week, my invitation to you and my challenge for you is to use your sense of touch to create connection with your physical body. And to let me know what's coming up for you as you move into this practice. Either email me at tia@dreamsculptinginstitute.com or come back to this video and leave a comment so that we can be in communication, connection, and community with one another about what's going on out there. And I'm going to check the chat because I've seen it go off a couple of times, and I want to make sure that I'm not missing any questions. And Hallie, oh, thank you, Hallie. I so appreciate that. Hallie says, I love your wisdom talks. I greatly appreciate that. And I'm thankful it is of service to you. And so, yeah, our sense of touch. How often are we picking things up? And our food, picking up our food maybe when we're eating a sandwich. Or, for me, my smudge stick. And a million other things all day long. The soap that I use, the washing of my hair, when I put cream on my hands. Am I taking a moment to be in connection with that sensation? How about when you're driving in the car and you've got your hand on the steering wheel? Being in connection with that sensation and that awesome power and concentration that it takes to actually drive that vehicle. And my question for you is, how can that support you in being in deep connection with your inner wisdom? And how does that support you in being in connection with your vision? Because I know what it does for me, and I'd like to hear from you. So I'm going to give just a moment here to see if there are any questions or any last comments before we wrap it up today. And take a moment to be in gratitude for you. Thank you for sharing part of your day with me. And I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to be back with our rebooted Tuesday Tune-Up, coming back to you live here on my YouTube channel. Please, if you have not subscribed, subscribe below. It actually supports me in being able to unlock different aspects of my YouTube channel so that I can create lives in different ways. And then you'll always know when I'm hopping on as well. And please feel free to share with your friends as well and your family, anybody that you feel that these conversations and this energy would support them in awakening their heart, support them on their path of progression in their ascension journey in this life. Let's see here. Does setting intentions for the day help vision? Great question, Hallie. Great question. Absolutely, it sure does. My question to you is, Hallie, when you set an intention around your vision in a day, what do you experience? I'm going to look at the chat here. And just think of that in contrast to those days that maybe we wake up when we're in a rush and we don't set an intention. Just with curiosity, looking at that. Yeah, I feel like it helps me focus 100%. And Hallie, on those days when maybe you're on the go, you're on the run, and you haven't started the day with an intention around your vision, how does your day feel then? Or anybody who's here live, feel free to chime in. Yeah, like I get really distracted. Me too. I spend 4 hours energetically preparing for these live Tuesday tune ups every week so that my intention is clear, that my energy and my message and the wisdom that I'm connected with what the divine wants me to do while we're here together, so that I am in connection with her will and not coming from my own ego's will. So, yes. When I don't see, when I don't set an intention, I feel pulled all around. Yes, I do too. I do too. And I'm not saying that you should, need, or get to, or have to spend 4 hours preparing for your day. And that's my practice. These are rituals and practices that I have every day, that I spend that much time in the morning so that I can be really focused and of the highest vibration possible, because I have been given a mission to awaken the hearts of 1 million people so that we can reclaim our magic and our power. And this was given to me by our creator, by her, by she, all that is. And so I get to make sure that I'm coming from that highest space. That is my job, my mission, my path of progression. And so for me, having rituals and very specific practices really support me. And I also have practices in the night before I go to bed so that I am getting the full rest that I need to get. Okay, Hallie, I'm going to put my readers on so that I can read this a little clearer here. So, okay. I feel like I'm riding a horse without the saddle, about to fall off. I like to allow divine will to and ask for it to integrate with my vision that serves the highest good. That's beautiful, Hallie. Yes, thank you for sharing. I agree. Sometimes it feels like that horse is, if I don't have the saddle and the horse is just running across the field, I feel like I could slip right off when I don't have my full practices in for the day, my intention set, my prayers completed, the energy called in for the day, the my altar set up and ready, anchoring the space in my healing room and in my living space, so that I can bring you this high vibrational energy, because it's not just Reiki. And those of you who've been with me and followed me for a while probably pick up on that. There's also an energy I call the diamond light energy, which was gifted to me from, I call them the diamond light people from the fifth dimension. And they gave me this light to bring through. So there's also this energy that's coming in. And I'm also bringing an energy from the Ensophic region to support me in my physical body, so that I can actually house that energy and transmit Reiki to you. So, Hallie, you've got a few other things you're sharing here. Oh, thank you so much, Hallie. I love your work, Tia. It's absolutely so empowering. Thank you. I so appreciate that. And that is my intention that I set every week before I jump on here, that what I have to share and the energy that comes through is supporting you for your highest healing and for your highest good. So thank you, Hallie, for the feedback. I very much appreciate that. And are there any other questions from anybody else who's here joining us live? And again, if you're catching this in the replay, please type in the comment section and so that I get a notice and I can come back and we can be in conversation together. And again, if you have not subscribed to the channel already, I invite you to do so. It does help me, and like I said, unlocking some technical things here on the YouTube channel. It's just how they have things set up. And also, then every time I go live, you'll get a notification, and we continue to be coming together in this circle every week. Oh yes, the perfectionism. Thank you for bringing that up. Oh, I have one more thing to share about that. The perfectionism has hit me right on the point. Kali Ma told me to release it, and I wrote a powerful song. Ooh, Hallie, I'd love to hear your song. Yes, perfectionism is the negative ego's way of keeping us stuck, keeping us playing small, taking us out of our game. However, I do want to say we can be in excellence. So I'm going to go back to my own example of, I really want the lighting to be really good so that I'm coming through clearly. And I've played with it, I've tested it, and I can be in excellence with my presentation. I can be in excellence with my practice and my morning rituals so that I am at the highest vibration and that it's my energy and who I be in this world that comes through to you. Knowing maybe that my lighting maybe is a little better this week and I'll keep working on that. Whereas many, many years ago, I would have worked on my lighting and my setup and my microphone and my camera, and I would have worked on that and I would have waited until it was perfect before I even did any lives. And that actually would have been really selfish of me because my mission is to be here to support you to awaken hearts. And so if I had let my negative ego take me out of my game and let the hecklers make me feel small, I would have waited and waited and waited. And yet my first lives, I've just been jumping in. I'm like, I got my camera, I got my microphone, and the message and the energy is what's important. And I'll catch up with the rest. So that's just my personal story, an example of how being in excellence is different than allowing that perfectionism to take us out of the game. And that's true for applying for a job, making a move in our career, our relationships with our children and our loved ones, and all the things that we do in life. So if you've been waiting to do something until something else was perfect, I invite you to just go ahead and move forward and make it happen. All right, Hallie, let's see here. I love this, Tia. Oh my God, like so synchronized. Yeah, I'll definitely send the song in the email. Please do. I would love to hear your song. All right, my loves, is there anything else that I can support you with today? And again, this is also your opportunity to get live coaching, which for a few minutes, if there's something that's coming up in your life that I can coach you around, this is the moment. I wrote another above. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I wrote another, the perfection. Hallie, I'm not sure. I think I've gotten all your comments. Was there another question that you had that I didn't see yet? I'm just going to give this a moment here while we're together. Oh, no worries, Hallie. Thank you for your patience. Sometimes I lose my place in the comments as well. So I appreciate you checking in to making sure that, okay, yeah. Okay, Kalima told me that perfectionism leads to procrastination. Oh, 100%. I absolutely agree. And to allow the sound without the need to control the creative spark, but to allow divine flow. I love this, so resonates here. Yes, of course, of course. Kalima, uh, goddess, Kali. Yes, perfectionism uh, absolutely leads to procrastination because we get stuck. And so, my invitation is to look at where you are in excellence and how you can move forward. Way to go. And I can't wait to hear your song. And what I'm getting through your share is that perhaps Kali's message came through in that moment where maybe you were struggling or hesitating or procrastinating on writing the song, and you got a little encouragement. Yeah. Oh, Holly, thank you so much. I keep wanting to call you Holly. I'm not sure why. Holly, I love you too. And to all of you watching, I am loving you passionately. I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day or evening. And I look forward to being here again with you next week at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. UK, right here on my YouTube channel for next week's Tuesday Tune Up. And let's do this together.